We're all in
Yeah,
different
we've been.
states today. Mates in different states.
Is it kind of like is his manifesto kind of like one of Charlie's letters that he writes
Wait,
I
who's
don't know. I
Charlie?
haven't read it.
Who's Charlie?
from Always Sunny? I thought he
Oh,
like
yeah.
wrote encrypted letters.
How do?
How do you,
Illinois, good.
that's Dr. Hans Vermhat.
All right, ready to do this? Yes, I am. All right, 2, 3, 4. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
All right, let's start it off. I had a lot of fun riding around in the tractor with Bobby here. We were watching some football. I think there was one point where it felt like I had like a toddler in the tractor with me because he was reaching across as I'm trying to focus, learn how to drive this tractor. Robbie's reaching across, trying to adjust the volume for whatever
We had to
call.
get we had to search on AM radio for the station with the best signal. We were kind of in an overlapping territory,
Well,
so
I saw you guys had the
priority.
laptop in there too. Were you guys on like a hotspot or something? Ripping the
Yes, we
games on
were
a
on the hot.
laptop?
I
Yep.
got an
So we got to
AT&T
see
message.
firsthand some of the big upsets.
I got an AT&T message like an hour into the tractor ride that I had reached my hotspot monthly allowance or something like that. So it was all well worth it. What was I going to
Were
say?
the
Oh,
lines
well,
were the lines still straight
You
out
take it with
there?
you.
yeah, everything was going fine. Uh, my favorite was when I believe Robbie's dad was dumping some beans on me, and Robbie quote said, "Look at this," or "Look at something," while I'm so you
It
know,
was the Penn State onside kick.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
he didn't mean really look. He meant a
I just meant
metaphorical.
like something crazy is happening, and let me describe it to you.
Yes.
I
So we had a
probably
great.
chose the wrong verbiage.
Speaking of that, I want to start there because I think that's probably the most fun to me. I'm casual fan here, but that was the most fun college football game of the season, in my opinion. Of just like, I know it wasn't the shootout, the Florida State Virginia shootout. I know it wasn't didn't have the class of these other games, but for me, I liked seeing Penn State lose, and I just liked, especially all the videos that have come after of kind of the story behind uh, their coach. It's really, I don't know. I thought it was so much fun, but Robbie and I were having a time in the tractor
Yeah,
watching.
they came out and punched him in the mouth, and with that onside kick, really set the tone. By the time Penn State even got the ball, it was halfway through the first quarter, and it was just total shell shock.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. Like I actually went out on a hike and went up to like Nederland area here in Colorado. So we're driving on the way back and I'm just like, Penn State, where you at? Like what's going on? Because I hadn't watched a lick of the game yet. And then I got home to watch the second half. Um, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, like just the fact that I mean UCLA is like the worst team in Power Four, Power Five, whatever you want to call it now. They
Yeah,
were statistically, by all measures, like
yeah,
the
hadn't
worst.
led for 1 second of a game yet.
And James Franklin went from can't win the big one to can't win the small one now. Can't win any of them all of a
And
sudden.
hey,
He's broken.
no one's had more criticism than Nico, and he finally showed
Yeah,
up to the
true.
party. Pretty cool to see too
True.
for him.
It
I
just goes to show if you be greedy and you try to get as much money as you can, it'll always work out.
Maybe, yeah, maybe you can be a part of the biggest upset of the year.
Yeah, there you go.
I just really enjoyed that UCLA played. This is a dumb thing to say, but they played to win. They played their strategy was to we're not going to win this game on you know being conservative. I feel like I mean, going how often do you go for an onside on your? I mean, statistically, that's so low, but just really going after them, trying to put it to them, and just a nice knockout punch, and then being able to hold on. That's like the half of it. I mean, it really it's not like they were on a drive that could have led to it, but obviously they ran out of time. I think they were at like their 40 when the game expired or something like that. So
Yeah, for as much as it felt like UCLA dominated, Penn State was, right there with the chance to win the game in the end. But, it wasn't their day. Might not be their year.
I don't think so. And I feel like a couple weeks ago I was talking about Franklin might be time to move on, and I program where they can get a new coach in there. If you're not winning the big games, I
program where they can get a new coach in there. If you're not winning program where they can get a new coach in there. If you're not winning
and I think I'm not saying they need to do that. I'm just saying it's less crazy and of idea this week than it was when I was talking about it. So
it might be a good mutual parting of ways.
Oh, we have moved to that standpoint. All right, I like it.
There's a lot of season left, so
oh yeah,
I don't know if I've quite moved to that point, but
Did you guys see
even 9-3 with this team feels unacceptable?
Yeah, with how much hype there was with it being they were supposed to be like the Michigan
the
of 2 years ago and Ohio State of last year, where everyone's coming back. Everyone decided to forego the draft pretty much, you know. I love the Jerry Neuheisel thing too is awesome. Like
kind of looks like you, Evan.
It was just so cool to see. Like
he looks like a
you said.
He kind of looks like you.
I feel like
the slow burn.
Just all across Twitter, anyone that looks remotely like blonde hair with like slick back hair is like, oh, it looks like this guy.
Slick back.
It's pushed back.
Yeah. Slick back hair, white bathing suit, sloppy steaks, white couch. You would have not liked me back then.
Yeah, but it was. Did you see where he like didn't even like he wasn't even sure how to use his headset at one point? Like he wasn't getting the play calls in because his like headset was all messed up and like.
Which I do that with Fortnite sometimes too, where I have it flipped up to maybe talk to Katie or something.
It doesn't mean you're bad. Doesn't mean you're bad.
Doesn't mean you're bad. Doesn't mean you're bad. Just means did you also see he had a pretty good comeback in college too at UCLA?
Oh, I think they beat Texas back in the day when Texas was really good.
It was one of the first games in the new Jerry world.
So had been carried out of that stadium twice now. So that's pretty impressive for anybody.
Pretty sweet. I think the biggest losers of the day obviously were James Franklin and then the security guard. There, first off, it was very weak field storm. One of the only people that did storm the field was like this 4-year-old girl. And the security guard's trying to like tackle this 4-year-old girl out there. And it's like, just let her run around. She's fine. Like, what are you doing? Let her enjoy.
Here. It's okay.
Yeah. But anyway.
No, I think you brought up biggest loser, and it's a good thing Penn State did what they did because Arch Manning he's getting it a little bit, but
yeah, it kind of overshadowed that one, didn't it? Yeah.
Whatever's happened to the Texas team, it's interesting. The first ranked team going into the season, and you have the second ranked team in Penn State going into the season.
Mm-hmm.
As well as I think there's another one I'm missing out. All unranked.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I like your
Evan. I think Clemson's the other one, also unranked.
Clemson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was trying to think.
Preseason, so
Evan,
can't think of a top 5 that's imploded like that.
Evan, you sent out like a what if? I think it was like what if stats. So like, what if they had lost if teams had actually won their big games or like a one-score games.
If it's a one score, so like 8 points or less or overtime, if they would have won instead.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, like Notre Dame still being higher in the mix and things like that. So
Yeah, I mean Notre Dame's climbing up the rankings. You look at their two losses now, and it's number 2 Miami and number 4 Texas A&M. So it's
Yeah.
a long
Penn State
season.
fans will love to see that graphic this week.
Yeah, they'll need it. I mean, I've seen like, sorry to go back to Penn State here, but I've seen like on YouTube like the but the clickbait of the week is like Penn State season over, or like everything is just
It's
at
so,
them.
yeah.
And like you're right, Robbie, like Texas, Arch Manning has really gotten some shield this week because, you know, I think he would have gotten talked more about. And that, maybe yours was the right decision for them to go with last year. So
looks more and more like it.
um
Other
let's
quarterback play I had to bring up though real quick was Dylan Raiola. I believe he averaged 3.7 air yards per pass on
Screens game.
Saturday in that win, which is the lowest of the year for an FBS quarterback in a win. So he was just a screen pass merchant. So I keep seeing Husker fans flashing his completion percentage around everywhere, and it's maybe doesn't tell the full story.
never does.
Yeah. That game
Dennis,
got a little hairy for him, didn't it? I mean, it
I think
looked
it was
like they
just a
were going
good
to run
game,
away.
weird weather.
Yeah. Really windy for sure.
Illini Bob, talk to us, baby. We didn't have a game this week, so we couldn't lose. What did you think about
How's it going?
your win over one of the worst teams in the Big Ten currently?
Well, first off, I think they continue to prove they are not in the bottom of the barrel, maybe as people had them listed before the season started. Their offense is legitimate. I think the defense will come. Maybe they still need better players in there, but I don't think this isn't your Ryan Walters Purdue team. That's
Are you
for
selling
for
us
sure.
on your win, or are you selling us on Purdue? This is the real question I'm
I think
asking you, Robbie.
Well, good wins come from beating good teams. So
I'm just teasing.
now
it's
after the
both.
game, you can talk up the other team a little bit more. But
Yeah.
I said going into the game, I was nervous for it, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
They can put points up, but Luke Altmaier, 19 for 22, 390 yards. You're not going to lose many games when your quarterback puts up a stat line like that. A lot of concern going into this weekend with the defense, though.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I mean, it was at home. It was at home for Purdue for being able to put up those numbers. I feel like I never saw you kind of, squirm too much in the tractor. You weren't getting too squeamish. You were getting a little fussy when the radio wasn't working, but I didn't see, I mean, naturally, but I didn't see you squirming like, oh, are we going to win this game? I feel like you, at least while we were listening to it, it seemed pretty confident throughout the whole game that you guys were going to take home the dub.
Yeah, we missed the first quarter, but the rest of the game that kind of got put without
it
doubt.
was
I know it was a one score game in the third quarter, but I can't
if I'm
really say that it fully felt like one
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, was it 7-0 Purdue?
at
Like
the end of
deep
the
into the
first. Yeah.
first?
So
Okay.
we were able to tune into the game just after halftime. So
Yeah.
uh, kind of missed that, and at halftime, of course, it was 27-14 or something. So it
Yeah,
was
they just
a little
scored a
bit
slew of points
kind
and
of comfortable what you would expect it to look like at halftime. I think.
yeah, yeah. I do agree with you though, Bob. I think Purdue's a lot better than people thought
I
because their whole roster was gutted. Then I think they kind of got Ryan Brown to come back at quarterback there after he
They
was going
did.
to
Yep, he transferred
transfer.
out and came back in, but
He's pretty good. He really is
I,
a pretty good quarterback.
I Purdue's going to win a couple Big Ten games this year. I think there's a few teams on the list I would have them ahead of. So
That'd be good for them.
Let's hear a word from our sponsor, Pella Windows. Pella Windows. So clear that your neighbors can see you naked. All right, boys. What other games do we want to cover from last weekend?
I just have one.
All right, Bobby, what do you got?
Yeah, Bob.
I thought it was, don't need to go into a ton of detail on it, but I thought Miami dominated the line of scrimmage the whole game, and it really, I know it was a one score game by the numbers, but Miami just looked very dominant in that game. And look at their schedule ahead. I don't know if there's a loss on it, so it's college football. You can drop one, but they are about booked into the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, they've kind of played their Florida round robin, and they got a pretty cake
Yep,
ACC
Notre Dame
schedule after
too.
this. Yeah, yeah, Notre Dame too. Um, yeah, no, that was my lock of the week, but I was very hesitant about it last week. It wasn't like a confident lock. It was like
That does
I just
not
closed the
sound like
door. I
a
don't
lock.
think I locked it. But I should have been a little harder on that. I ended up kind of flipping on that. I thought Florida State had them. The environment
Well,
was awesome.
to be fair, it was Miami's first road game, so
Yeah,
there was some question marks there, and
yeah,
I think we got the resounding answer that the
yeah,
line and the trenches, that doesn't go away when we play on the road.
for sure.
Speak.
From a Grambling perspective, or Drake, do you have another thing on that game?
No, I was going to go into Grambling, so you're.
Years. Who started Grambling? Who was the first big time riverboat Grambler? Who cares? Probably some hunk who said, "Want bet? What are you waiting for? Let's go Gramble."
On a
Right on.
Grambling perspective, I had probably the most exciting play of the day was Alabama in their cover. It was one of those things where like they literally just needed to like kneel it out. They didn't need to do anything. They go with like a halfback pitch, runs for like 30, 40-yard touchdown and covers the spread with like a minute left. That was pretty awesome. Um, but other than that, that game was pretty chalky, I would say. Um, and then Maryland, Washington. Maryland's up 20-0, and then they just fold,
Give up
just
24
complete
straight.
pancake mode. And they end up losing 24-20 once Washington finally woke up. So that would have
Yeah,
been,
that's a lot of resolve there from a younger Washington quarterback to, I mean, 4,000 miles away from home, down 20 to nothing, and able to rally the troops to get it done against maybe not the best Maryland team. Still, jury's
but
out on it.
I think Maryland's a lot better than people thought. Malik Washington's pretty good. Um, yeah, as far as the middle of the pack, kind of a big game in the middle of the Big Ten there. So, um, yeah, I thought that one was super interesting. Um, Maryland still covered though. That's what great teams do.
Speaking of the Grambling, I believe only one out of five of the top most bet tickets won, which would have been Miami. And I felt like I'm uncomfortable doing that. I think I messed that up because I think I only won three of those. So I don't know. Maybe like the lines changed or something like that. But I know my DraftKings did not represent four W's for me. And it's in Illinois, so there's a 50-cent charge, and I'm betting $5. So maybe it's that. But
It's a 10%
once
on it.
again, bet against the tickets. Throw the house at it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Hey, the Bob parlay worked again this weekend, so that's all
yeah,
that
we got
matters.
Bobby Flamethrower over there. Man, you're gonna have to start buying us some Snickers bars because you're on fire right now, my boy.
Right hooks for everybody.
Send me some Omaha steaks in the mail, would you?
Omaha Bob.
Oh, we'll get you something better than those.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I I think we need to start. Speaking of Grambling, I think we need to start like maybe we can make this, and maybe we'll talk about this throughout the week. I think we can't be doing this on the
Okay.
fly here, but we need to do a three-leg parlay that we all claim a lock and then throw it in. So maybe we can throw this in post tense right here.
Illinois money line.
Yeah. So okay. Well, I
Strong,
don't know if I feel
strong
comfortable.
start. That would be
Uh,
some juice. That's all I'll say. That would be some juice.
uh, so we will get our lock of the week and put that into this video before it gets launched. Um,
Yes, sir.
before we go into the next week's, let's take a look. We have an avid follower that I want to make sure. I don't know if you guys were watching. Who did Indiana take down? Do they have a bye week this
Bye
week?
week. I think they won the bye. Could be wrong.
Okay, well, we can talk about who Indiana is going. They got Oregon this weekend.
College game
I,
day.
where is it at?
It's
It's at
it's
Oregon.
in Oregon. Yeah.
That's gonna be, sorry, John Robertson again. In my humble opinion, that's a tough one to win on the road, and I feel like Indiana has firepower, but it just doesn't seem like they have the firepower to beat out all the teams that are not Ohio State, Ohio State and the Ducks. I mean, I think a road win for them would be unlikely, but it'll be interesting to see if Indiana can make, right some wrong. They've had a lot of strength this year. They haven't played the craziest of schedules, but they've had a nice crescendo to this game.
Crescendo!
Where they've been able to build up confidence and then strike. So kudos to their scheduler.
Agreed.
I personally would like to see them
I'd like to see it too.
play this Oregon team at a neutral field. I think Oregon probably comes away with it, but it's got potential to be a really high powered game. And when I say that, watch will probably be 13-10, which is just as good as football.
Yeah.
Who?
That's Big Ten football right there.
I don't even know if Ducks Hoosiers are a nut technically, right? Well, Hoosiers in Indiana. What's their mascot then?
Technically,
it's like a
bison.
bowl. They use like a bowl. It makes no sense to me.
It's like a bison. They used it briefly in the 70s, and then they kind of brought it back.
Yeah.
Within this calendar year.
This is why we pay Bob the big bucks, is so he can reference when their mascots came around. I like it.
Isn't the Hoosiers just like an Indiana person though, right?
Yeah, I think
it's an Indiana person. I looked at for where it comes from, but it's like Hawkeye is technically an Iowan, I think, right?
It's like the Indian tribe originally. Hawkeye Indians.
All right, what's the next game of the week you guys want to call?
Well, I can go into the Illini game.
Let's rip it, baby.
Well,
Big dog, rip it. Come on.
This preview is not put together to me. I kindly asked my good buddy in front of the podcast, Big Dog Winners, from the desk of Big Dog Winners. And I'll preface this with I've not read this message yet, and it's a long one. But first off, I cannot thank my friend Illini Bob enough for saving my son Chris from that bully at the park yesterday. He is a hero to my wife and I hope to repay him one day. Now on to the Illini football program, or as it is known today as the 100 Milli program. When initially looking at our schedule, it was determined Illinois football would most likely go 11-1 or 10-2, following up our 10-3 season and our Cheez-It Citrus Bowl win. This is where many people learned Shane Beamer is not Frank's son, but Brett's. With 16 starters returning and a potential NFL quarterback running the offense, this has been deemed by many the biggest season of our lives. The goal is clear, a playoff berth. And this week is a chance to solidify that goal in stone. While many programs such as Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Michigan State, and Purdue are all fighting to be seventh in the Big, Illinois finds itself with a chance to slay the dragon at the top, where Illinois football belongs and will remain for eternity. The programs mentioned previously do not have anyone willing to write a 100 milli check because they are not known as the nobodies in the conference, and they don't give 100 milli checks to nobodies. Illinois football can now buy anything and anyone we want. We went from the outhouse to the penthouse since Brett took over. Illinois football now drives Lambos and Ferraris while also eating caviar and beautiful women, outclassing the competition in every statistical category ever created. For the first time since 1950, number one rolls in the champ.
I'm glad this manifesto is getting chopped up right now.
Another beautiful Saturday sellout. Times have changed, and when I hear the backlash, Illinois fans are the absolute worst. I smile from ear to ear. From historically dominating the conference in basketball now, the rest of our world has the privilege to see what's cooking in Champaign on the football side. Saturday will be the biggest Illini game at home in 2 decades, and a chance to punch our ticket for a shot to Pasadena, the granddaddy of them all. Now's the point where I'm supposed to get excited. It is here to take everyone there. It is going to take everyone there. My ankles will be taped. My expired iCard will be in pocket. If Brett needs short, fat, white, slow, but more than willing to die to win, I will be ready for that call. If we are able to pull off the biggest win in school history, you will find me in the medical tent getting my stomach pumped and booking the biggest mansion in LA for the dogs and the wives and girlfriends. This is Illinois football. This is Nuke Altmaier, and this is Illini Bob's biggest fan, Big Dogs Winners, signing out. See you in the trenches. Go Illini.
You should vote me. I leave power. Good. Thank you. Thank you. If you vote.
So that is my Illini preview. Thank you, Big Dog.
The manifesto, Big Dog. We appreciate the listen. We listen, we hear, we embrace.
It's a good thing Connor Stallions got caught because I think Big Dog probably has a binder in his house somewhere.
He's got he's got
a manifesto.
The passion's there, and I hope it works out this weekend. I'll be replaying this post tense after you guys play the big dance this weekend. But
has he given this to Brett? That's my only.
Does Brett know about this?
It seems like an advantage that he needs to use.
My guess is Brett is aware of the Big Dog on some level.
This feels like an episode. Have you ever seen the music video "Stan" by Eminem?
Yeah.
Dear Mister, I'm too good to call and write my fans. This will be the last package I ever send your ass.
I'm starting to get those same vibes. I'm not saying it's the same, but
you mean like an Eminem to him is Brett?
Yes. Hey, Brett, I'm your biggest fan. Sincerely yours, Big Dog Stan.
So I don't know about you guys though. I'm fired up on that.
I mean, you can't be not. The passion's there.
It was an electric.
I was a little freaked out throughout, but it's electric. Yeah.
Big Dog. That was aside from the Iowa being mediocre stuff in the middle. I liked it.
He saw he had to take a shot. So
hey, whatever can make the pod. Bob, tell us what's going to win you the game then. How are you going to get there? What's the road? How are you going to stick a knife in them?
This is a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a spoon.
Oh.
Well, this is an Ohio State team that's averaging 5 points per game allowed on defense. So offense has to bring it. Luke Altmaier has, for the most part, shown he comes ready to play each week. Offensive line, though, has to stand up. They're going to take no prisoners in the trenches. And then defense just has to tackle. You look back at the Purdue game, and there were a lot of missed open receivers on the Purdue side. So just got to tighten some things up there as well, because you are looking at one of the best running backs in college football, one of the most efficient, deadly quarterbacks in college football, and the best receiver, in my opinion, college football seen in several years.
What's the line currently sit at?
14
and a half.
Illini? a line at 14.5 towards a minus.
My Ohio State's
Well,
favored by 14.5.
I'm kidding. I know.
yeah.
Okay.
So we will get we're gonna get pretty good value on our parlay this week with the Atlanta money line.
Yeah.
Those are Robbie's keys to the game.
If that's our pick, can I hedge?
Can I do a? You
Can I maybe
can
bet
do
a
like
little bit less?
Yeah.
No, I already picked in my pool. I picked a line to cover, and it's about split actually, which I was kind of surprised between like the percentage wise and the public bet of that.
I'm eager to see. There's not a ton of premier matchups this week, in my opinion. I'm eager to see where we see those most best bet tickets this week.
Yeah, me too. I think I mean, we're kind of back to the week before where on the outset it looks like a super interesting week. Last week became a very interesting week, but this one again on paper looks
Yeah,
pretty electric.
you're not going to be able to call that UCLA Penn State game, but then here we were. So,
Yeah.
Big old Tugboat Evan Hopper.
Tugging in.
What do we know? What do we know about Iowa versus Wisconsin? Their homecoming. What do you
Yep.
know?
Well, one thing I will say is I think every time Iowa plays a football game, I start beginning of the week, I start to psych myself out a little bit, like and get nervous about it, you know? Um, Wisconsin hasn't looked very good. Their biggest strength is their run defense, which Iowa's certainly going to try to do a lot on them. So it's going to be kind of strength for strength in a way on that side. Um, Interesting thing about Iowa this week, Kirk Ferentz in his press conference today didn't really say for sure who's going to be starting at quarterback. So sounds like Mark Gronowski, who got hurt in the third quarter of the Indiana game. He's not out for the season. He could play this week. He practiced today. It sounds like he just sprained his knee. He didn't end up, tearing his ACL or anything like that. Um, but they haven't named him the starter yet. It all kind of depends on how the rest of the week
Day
goes.
of the week they usually name starters from the casual fan here.
What time of the week you mean? Friday, I think they kind of have to make a call. Like I think they have to release an injury report. Yeah.
Like that.
But so it'll be interesting to see throughout the week, or Friday once we get that news who's going to be playing. I think Mark gives you the best chance to win, but it's like a question of does 75% Mark give you a better chance than Henry
Yeah.
Brown? So I think both those quarterbacks are going to be prepared to play.
I think they need. I mean, I think if Mark, I almost don't see it where a situation where Mark, plays the entire game.
Who's going to start for Wisconsin? Is Billy
And
Edwards
Wisconsin's
back?
got a weird similar problem, actually. Like they had Hunter Simmons, their third stringer, in against Michigan for quite a while last week. I don't think they know exactly. I bet they do kind of a two quarterback situation as well. So you're not getting the old Joel Stabby versus CJ Beathard of the past. You're getting just kind of a hodgepodge mix, and it's going to be interesting. But another thing I'll say about this game is this is like Wisconsin's probably most winnable game left on their really tough schedule, maybe outside of like Minnesota. So
Yeah.
I think and they got it at night at Camp
Their
Randall.
guns blazing. Yeah, it's going to be a week.
I was going to get their best
Homecoming.
from Wisconsin, that they're going to get their best shot. And yeah, I still like the Hawks though. I think their defense proved against Indiana that they can hold teams to, not a lot of rushing. They're getting a lot better in their secondary. So I like the Hawks. I think defense will kind of overpower. But yeah, it's just me.
You know what's interesting? I was talking to my neighbor. This is kind of off topic here. I was talking to my neighbor who is a Badger about Illini Bob's bachelor party.
The Burt Bowl.
the Burt Bowl when Illinois goes up to Wisconsin, but he was saying that like hunting season starts affecting, like especially when they're bad, they stop attending. And I was hoping that hunting season was already going to be starting this weekend, so maybe their attendance would be down. But it's only youth deer hunting is about to start. I don't think that's going to be enough to kill the crowd quite yet. It's still probably warm out. So
the students still won't trickle in until like midway through the second quarter, but I think it'll be rocking.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Boys, we don't got much time left. I'll just say my quick lock once again. We are going with real quick too. I'll say I'm glad, looking even further out into the future, I'm glad Penn State has Northwestern this week so that we can grab them at home. They're going to have a bounce back game this week. I think that will be nice for them to take down Northwestern so that we can be able to punch on them when they come to Iowa. But lock the week, guys. You gotta bet the most bet tickets, or the opposite of that, rather. Fade the public. Keep believing. Keep the faith. Dog, what do you got?
Lock of the week. For me, I'm gonna have to go with. I'm debating. I'm debating between two. I really like the USF Bulls. This is a Friday night game playing at the North Texas Mean Green. You might not think much of this game.
That's a playoff decider.
This
right
is
there.
Yes. This could be that 12th team in the playoff group of 5 decider, like Bob said. It's
1.5 point spread, and it's over under 67.5. So Vegas is saying back and forth shootout. So not to steal your thunder, but
yeah, no, you're right, and I do see a shootout, but I do see what USF was able to do against a team like Florida early in the year, who I didn't have their footing quite yet, but hold them to 16 points or whatever in their own stadium. I think USF is going to have the defense to win it. And going off what you said, Drake, I like Penn State to bounce back. I think it's like 22.5 points. I think they're gonna.
I gotta cut you off here because we got Bob for 30 seconds. Go, Bob.
So 3 quick things. Bama Mizzou, good game, another playoff contender game. Red River rivalry, more like Brown River, with John Mateer being out and the way Arch Manning is playing. Iowa Wisconsin over-under at 35.5. That's going to be interesting. You got a Badger in a corner. Luke Fickell coaching for his job. But my lock of the week is Purdue, Minnesota.
Fire away. All right, ready to do this?
Yes, I am.
All right, 2, 3, 4. Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm